Hey, we're live. All right, folks. Today we have a white backdrop that actually fits. You don't have to see my whole. Let me just do this. The backdrop actually fits, so you don't have to see my mess behind me. Next week I'll have DJ Space Cat back up. He's being cleaned. Happy holidays if you haven't heard it already. Whatever holiday you celebrate, I don't care. Have fun with it. Today is an eventful day. We have Josh Kane here, so I'm calling it the Council of Joshes. We may add more Joshes to this as time goes on and have some topics for a Council of Joshes. I don't know that that's going to be a thing, but maybe. We also would like to start our new ad campaigns. So we talked about a couple weeks ago, I think last week or maybe the week before, starting to do advertisement spots here. Hey, Wally. I can't believe Wally's here. You have been so busy. We'll get to that in a minute. So someone suggested to me that I run some ads, like actually charge a minuscule amount for ad space, because we do a lot of shout outs. We do a lot of basically ads for people already. So, hey, Rick. So why not? So the rate is, for those that are curious, I think it's reasonable. $20 for 30-second spot and a sample of what you want me to shill. That's it. It's totally easy. I didn't even pay for shipping. So what we got for our first ad, we have from Maite Exotics. I'm not going to show the addresses. We have a box of their leaves that they produce or harvest. I don't really know how they get them. I didn't ask. I didn't care. So it doesn't matter. They clean them for you. This box, I already took out basically a handful, and it's already inflated back to fill the box. So, and I used these. I don't have any footage of it. I'll post some footage of some destroyed leaves later this week in a regular edited video, which is irregular for me. I don't even know the species of these leaves. I didn't do my homework. It smells awesome. It smells like fall in this box. I put them in with my Gastroy. I put them in with my Milkbacks. I put them in with my Hoffmans and my Panda Kings. Now, I will say the Gastroy turned 3 leaves about this size. I did 3 leaves each. My leaves are mostly grayish in color that I use, and they are not this type of leaf. Cottonwood. All right, thank you. Isocrack is right. So the Gastroy destroyed the leaves. There's stems left. And I saw them chomping on. This is a good box of leaves. I think this is their standard box. So my Gastroy destroyed the 3 leaves that were in there in no time flat. The other guys are working on them. The Panda Kings are the second place winners. The Hoffmans don't seem to care about them at all. But my Hoffmans are really weird. Like, they don't go after protein. They don't. Anyway. Packed very well. My only nitpick on this product is when I opened the box, it basically exploded leaves on me. I was not prepared for the amount of leaves that, like, they were packed in here. I don't know if, like, Laura sat on the box while Tanya taped it, but Maite Exotics do a great job. So I distributed some more to my other bins, but the study bins I tried to do a selection, a broad range, one of each species, and they really paid off. So I'm going to be using these leaves again as more or less like supplements, because I have so many leaves in my garage right now that I stole from my neighbors. But yes, I definitely recommend. I can't recommend them enough. They're reasonably priced. They're already sanitized. They're in great shape. They smell fantastic, totally dry. Check them out. So I'm going to bring Josh in. We're going to talk for a minute about the SD 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Doc. Yes, that's the 12 Doc. Welcome, Josh, to your birds.
Yeah, that would be Oscar, and then there's Gus.
He's back home.
Yeah, that was crazy. Our bird Steve, who's a girl, she got out the other day and took off, and my wife tracked her for like 2 hours, and then she ended up spending the night out in the great outdoors, and then was found the next day about a mile away. So,
Thank God. Thank God.
It's crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I saw her
But she's
picture.
back.
What's that?
But she's back.
That's awesome. I saw her picture, all fluffed up, like back at home, all fluffed up. Like, oh my God, put me by the Freddy's.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
kind of
Well, for
tropical.
sure. She started munching on food like right away. Like, I haven't eaten in days. She's been gone like 12 hours. But, you know.
I bet. Well, they have that high metabolism, and she's probably super thirsty too.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Wally. Oh, Sandy, those leaves are from Maite Exotics. So I'm going to put their description in the link. I didn't do it yet because I didn't want spoilers for the ad spot. They do a great job with all of their stuff. So I
Maite is legit.
Yeah, fantastic people. Fantastic business. They really, really care about their stuff. There you go. Just Google that. You'll be fine, Sandy. So thanks for coming, everybody. Sandy's one of our newer viewers, and Wally took the time out of his fantastic Christmas giveaways. If you haven't hit that already, go over to Supreme Gecko on YouTube's and check him out right now. He's on day 8 of 12, so you already missed a few, but there's a chance to get in on day 8 right now. So get in on it, and then he'll live stream the drawings. So you don't have to be there for it, but he'll live stream the drawings. Okay, enough of that. I want people to get free stuff, so go do that after this video. Don't do it now. We need your views. So we're going to talk about adoption today, pet adoption.
Yeah.
I figure we'll cover the gamut. So, because I have a lot to talk about with this. This is something that's kind of near and dear to my heart. Before we logged in, I asked Josh how many adopted pets he has, and go ahead and recap that for us, Josh, would you?
So let's see. Every bearded dragon I have was given to me by someone who didn't want it anymore. So I have 3 bearded dragons. Let's see, a crested gecko, a couple tree frogs. My cat was adopted, some guinea pigs, some where'd those people? Oh, I have a king snake. Someone just came to me the other day it was a king snake and a bearded dragon. Someone's Facebook messaged me and said, "Hey, I have this stuff. We can't take care of it." We're just kind of known about as those people in our area, I guess.
Who's going to be the rescue? Kane's rescue?
We're going to have to come up with a name for it because, me and my wife are definitely passionate about rescuing things as opposed to necessarily buying things or breeding things. We originally got into the breeding side of things, and we realized we enjoyed the rescue adoption part of it better.
Do you find that you mostly get the enclosures with the rescue animal as well?
So far, we have gotten every enclosure. Well, for the beardies, for the bigger stuff, yeah. For the littler stuff, not really. Like the king snake, we had to make a thing for
Andrew,
which I already had. But for the beardies and stuff, we've always been able to get our tanks. Our cresty and our frogs came with some exoteras.
Yeah.
So I would say more often than not, yeah.
I think it's a great part of the community. I think it's definitely easier to traffic some of those cold-blooded guys that sit in a terrarium. We had I've been on both sides. So I've had to adopt out. When we moved into our condo, and it was this small, tiny place with 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
And what's up, Amanda?
She was saying that we did have a sulcata tortoise that we rescued as well, and we adopted it to a friend of ours who built in like a greenhouse and stuff. So he's living his best life.
That's awesome. Yeah, Kyle, I would say traffic. in these pets. There's traffic back and forth. We moved into a 1-bedroom condo and had to get rid of everything. So a chinchilla, 2 guinea pigs. I feel like there was a ton of stuff. I'm not getting to all of it, but we got rid of probably 13 or 14 pets. So the chinchilla went with like a $500 cage. Oh, a Dumbo rat. Oh
yeah, we've had rats
very, very
too.
strict. Yeah, I know you've had rats. You got rid of your rats too?
Oh no, we still got them.
Okay.
But people have given us rats.
Yeah, once you get a reputation, like I feel like it's the world comes after you.
We had adopted some rats, and then that person had adopted them and given back.
Right. My current adoption is my Cresty.
We had sold somebody some rats, and then they realized that easy as she thought they were, and so she ended up like, "Come get these, please," and so we got them all back, and the cage she was using. That's pretty awesome.
It's just funny how quick you accumulate cages. Yeah, because we had to get rid of our cages, and then since then I have half a garage full of tanks and cages that I haven't even put to use yet, because with isopods and insects, like what, you don't really need a lot of cages.
I have no empty tanks, but I have empty bins. So
We got 2 empty 10-gallon tanks.
I have a couple empty 10-gallon tanks.
I feel like there's not a lot you can put in a 10-gallon anymore. Back in the day, you could put just about anything in there, and no one cared. Now it's like
Hermes python, put it in a 10-gallon.
Yeah. Now it's like, you have 1 green anole. How dare you put it in a 10-gallon tank? He needs a 36 by 36 by 48.
Yeah, for sure. But no, we have we do a lot with the. We got a lot of people know us, and then we're involved with a couple of local herpetological societies. Okay. So there's one out of St. Louis, there's one out of Springfield, which are 2 of the 3 biggest cities in our state. So people will just reach out to us. They know we live in the country, so there's not as many rules as the ones who live in the cities, as far as restrictions on certain animals. And they know that we're knowledgeable and we take care of our stuff. You know, we're going to make sure that they're taken care of as best we can, and it requires a lot of studying, you know, to keep up with. Like, hey, can you take in I don't know, just name a random animal, and we're like, yeah, we'll do that, and then we hop on Google and start watching everything we can find or reading.
Although you didn't let me have the possum.
I did not let my wife have the possum that someone tried to give us. That's true.
The shame. I would have come down and got it from you, hoping that it would like eat my cats. No, we have 2 adopted cats that it's a love-hate relationship. Like it was not a good idea.
I only like my cat. It's the only cat I've ever liked.
Yeah.
And I got him when I was a kitten.
They have that thing where they have poor timing. They like to get on your lap right before you get up to cook dinner, or right before you have to go to work. And it's like, dude. So I think the benefits, let's get back to the pros and cons. I think,
yeah.
Do you want to talk about the benefits first or the cons first?
I think the benefits of adopting an animal is that it drives down exploitation, or like, for me, I know that I can take care of the animal the way it's supposed to be taken care of. Our first bearded dragon we got, she was they didn't give her any UVB when they first got her. They didn't know that bearded dragons require, you know, ultraviolet light, and especially that UVB, and so she ended up with metabolic bone disease. And so she is special needs because her front leg, her hand is twisted like this, and it's affixed in that position. So, like, let me see if I can get it. I'm a terrible cameraman, but she's like, I'm not putting for TV for you.
Oh, yeah, you kind of see that gimpy arm. Yeah.
Yeah. But she, you know,
she
we corrected it. Oh, yeah, she uses it. It's just, you know, this is Gus, by the way. Yes, her name is Gus.
You have a lot of trans.
I do have some. I have a lot of trans animals. Like I said, she is in a relationship with our other female bird, Elsa. So we have a trans lesbian bird relationship. They are a bonded pair. And Oscar's laughing about it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Oscar's also a girl.
No, he's a dude. Oscar is DNA'd male. So,
all right. That's not a cheap test.
No, and Steve is a DNA'd female, and then Elsa is, which my son named, of course. My 5-year-old had to name bird after Frozen. She is just a female budgie, and there's apparently a lot easier.
They're dimorphic. They're dimorphic, and she lays eggs.
She lays eggs.
Okay,
Go
yeah,
back
yeah.
to benefits options.
I think
she's happy.
I think it's great to see when people get the adoption and they take it in and give it what it needs, like the UVB.
Right.
Clearly, that's a healthy beardie now,
Right.
despite issues that she has from the past keeper. And it's those impulse buys that suck, that people just, oh yeah, I'll get this, or I'll give this to someone as a gift. Like we were saying before the show, like March. Come March, you'll be getting calls again because everybody got dumb stuff for Christmas. That. Hold on, we can't hear you anymore.
You can't hear me now?
Now I can. Yeah, I don't know what. If your bird was sitting on the mic. No, you're gone again. Did your thing unplug?
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah.
Okay.
I know when I can't hear the birds that you tapped out, so. Nope, now you're gone again.
I think you're good. I don't know. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes. At the moment.
I don't know what's going on, man.
It's weird. It's weird. It's this wireless situation we have.
Yeah, I got my Bluetooth in, so.
Yeah, Andrew, let's get some likes on this video. This is what it looks like if you're looking for the button.
With Christmas coming up, people buy the cute little baby beardie, which is, a couple inches long. And then the PetSmart or whatever sells them the 40-gallon deluxe.
20-gallon.
The deluxe beardie kit.
They do the 20 long.
And then, Or, one of the major things is those sulcata tortoises. They come, they're about this big when they're first born, and they grow into the biggest, third largest tortoise in the world. So.
And they're the cheapest tortoise to buy.
Yeah.
I think that's insane.
And, I made friends with a guy who has a tortoise rescue out of St. Louis area. And he's like, man, winter comes along, I get all kinds of tortoises because people aren't taking care of them the right way. They don't realize that, it's hard to keep a 90-pound tortoise in your basement, so you need to build an outdoor enclosure. And so
an all-weather outdoor
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need dedicated, intricate space. It's an investment.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. People see, bearded dragons or a lot of reptiles, especially at stores, as a cheap pet. And when you realize you got to buy the proper enclosure, to provide the proper husbandry, it adds up.
Well, the light bulb for a beardie is like $40 every 6 months.
You got to replace those every 6 months. So, it's a yearly thing, and it's dedication. I never thought I'd be into bearded dragons, but I just really love them. They weren't ever on my list of things to want, but I'm a sap, so when someone asks me to take something, I have to do it most of the time.
I mean, what gets it for me is her just sitting there, pancaked out on your chest, relaxing. Yeah. Now that she's calmed down.
They have crazy personalities too. All three of ours are different.
Yeah.
All three, we have Gus here, we got Adrian, and then we got Merle, which Merle's the newest one. We just got him the other day.
Merle.
So he's still a little blackbeardy at me. He's
okay.
They people I had a friend who's in the Herpetological Society, rescued him, but she didn't have room for him. So she messaged me and said, hey, if I get him, can you take him? I said, absolutely. The people she got him from were keeping a bearded dragon on kitty litter as a substrate. So,
oh my God. Talk about impacts. To get impacted on that is insane. That's dead.
Yeah.
So, because once that stuff clumps inside them.
We're keeping a pretty close eye on Merle right now. He needs some love. He's got a little bit of an attitude. He loves to black beard at us, and but he'll
he snuggled with me.
Maybe he just hates me. My wife says he snuggled with her. So.
He doesn't like that beard. You got to comb that beard a little more often. Just give it a little.
You're black bearded. There you go.
Maybe it's coming.
Oh, you're showing him your black beard. It's no good.
That's right.
And you're fooling around with his lady. No good.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting. Like, I understand, like, dogs and cats, you don't know what you're getting.
Right.
You don't know their situation or what their trigger is. I always have that nightmare with a dog. Like, maybe the dog got beat every day at 2 a.m. And then I come home at 2 a.m. one night and open the door the way their owner used to. And that dog's just like, enough's enough. You know?
Today's the day.
Today's the day. I'm going to be free.
Yeah.
You don't know, and it's not the dog's fault, but
no.
I mean, what can you do with a dog like that? But that's not what we're talking about technically here.
Right.
I do think it's great. You get the cage, generally the wrong cage, but
generally, but it's something. Yeah.
20 long with a beardy, like that's a leopard gecko tank right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get the kit and invert it and make it a crested gecko tank. And then you're good there.
For sure.
Yay for another live stream. Never done one of these before. Oh, Menagerie, well, welcome aboard. Have you never been on one or never viewed one? I thought she was here last week, or he. Or has been to I can't think of anybody's name right now. Russ's live stream. Russ is the man. I don't know that, like, if you're in chat right now and you've done an adoption recently or had an adoption of an animal, like, give a shout out.
It's also always kind of sorry, go ahead.
I think it's good. I think it's a good thing to do for people because then you know that an animal's going to get more of the care that they need.
Right.
They're going to get somebody that's going to do the homework and going to do the legwork and going to have the dedication to take care of that animal.
Especially when it comes to exotics, like it's not a cat or a dog. Everyone knows, cat and dog. You don't have to provide proper substrate for your dog or your proper humidity levels or proper lighting for your dogs. It's a little more in depth, but
Tanya wants to know about adopting humans. So I'm guessing that's Tanya from Maite. So
I mean, I have adopted a human.
You have, which is another reason I asked you to do this topic, because you've adopted a human with a great mohawk.
Yeah. And I'm about to get two more.
Clint's Reptiles says
what?
That is the most difficult pet.
Two more humans soon. So
maybe not for adoption, but
Clint's Reptiles did say it's the most difficult pet, which he's dead on.
Yeah.
Dead on.
The human child is the worst ever.
And we lost you again. You slowly went out this time.
What?
Your volume slowly went out this time.
I think
Tanya, you inherited a human, but you inherited an elderly human, didn't you, Tanya? From what I saw, it was an elderly human, which is fantastic. Now you sound underwater. What in the world?
Hold on.
It's always technical difficulties on this show.
I don't know what happened. I just lost all my audio.
You can't hear me now? I can hear myself through your system. Here, I'll take you out. Let's see. Maybe he can come back. So, I think some of the pros of adopting pets or humans is that they're going to get the care that they need. They're going to get everything they need, from food to vitamins to special lighting to the right size enclosure to not being on kitty litter. I can't imagine keeping a lizard on the kitty litter or really anything. All right, Josh just totally failed out, so he'll probably be back in a minute. If it's not going to be him, it's going to be me. And I think those things are great. I think it speaks to people that go out of their way to adopt these animals. I had to kind of stop because I knew it would get out of hand myself. We stopped with the cats and the crusty. So, and now I make myself purchase because I know that adopting, I'll just take whatever. What inspired this video and this conversation? There you are.
Hi.
Now I can hear you. All right. See? What inspired this video was what you talked about earlier, the sulcata tortoise. So I saw last week, I saw a meme about a sulcata tortoise, like getting one for Christmas or whatever, and they showed it like busting through the wall, like literally
through the wall.
And I guess they can dig through drywall.
Yeah,
and like to do it, like they enjoy it.
They will. They are tanks, dude. They will go through anything. Toilets. I think I saw that same meme. And he like ripped the toilet off the ground.
Yes, because it got stuck. It looked like it got stuck between the wall and the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ruin a lot of stuff, and so you need that dedicated space. But they have the people that free roam them too, like they give them basically the run of their basement or the run of the rec room or whatever. And I think that's so stupid. Like they can move a couch.
Right.
They could move not all at once, but like one end of the couch. They could move it. They could get into electrical cords. There's all kinds of problems they could cause for themselves or you. Hey, Aqua Garden.
That's why, like, you got to do. Yeah, it's no joke. But you get the little cute, tiny thing, you know.
Yeah. Like I can see people putting up like fence, like the chain link fence on their walls.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 2 feet up or something.
Yeah.
I don't have the weather to keep one outside, or I totally would try because I think they're really cool and they have so much personality and they're so smart. But
yeah, they're really cool.
Honest to God, like, and they look adorable when they're this big. I kind of hate that pet shops have them so readily. And when they have them, they have like 6 dozen or something. Like they have a million of them.
Yeah.
And they look adorable in groups. And so I see people buying like 2 at a time. And it's like, are you crazy?
Yeah. Eventually, yeah. Me and my wife were at a pet store a few months ago, just kind of walking around looking for things. And we watched someone buy one. And then the guy literally sold them a 40-gallon breeder setup for his sulcata tortoise.
Did you karate chop that kid in the throat? Like, what's the matter with you?
I'm like, well, we may have made some loud vocal comments about, you know, that thing will be pointless in no time, or I hope you know where to find a rescue, because
I feel like 6 months. 6 months out, that sulcata has outgrown that 40, because even for a baby, a 40 breeder is like the very minimum.
Yeah.
So, because they're active, like they don't just sit around, like they like to get some miles in.
Well, then they don't realize that it's clear. They don't realize why they can't go past the glass. So you have to block all that off so they don't sit there and constantly pound their head against the glass.
Well, because if they go through drywall, I imagine it's only a matter of time before they get big enough to plow through that. Because 40 breeder is not that thick.
Right.
So I imagine it's only a matter of time before they pound right through that. So crazy. Sure. Like that's the number one pet that I think is a problem, is a tortoise. Especially
for those, yeah.
So sulcatas are like my number one, but there's even a redfoot gets like not unmanageably big.
Yeah.
They're not unmanageably big, but they're big. That is an investment.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video that I did with Kyle Sterling, where we went to his house and he's got like a zoo. He has a menagerie in his basement. So he has through cinder blocks, he's got an area in his basement that's like 20 by 20 sectioned off for his tortoises. And it's awesome. But he's got like, I don't know, like 8 to 10 tortoises in there that are all at least 40 pounds, 30 to 40 pounds. But it's awesome that they did that. I want to see what this is. I can't read it from here.
I have one of my friends, he lives on the, like, just in Illinois, outside of St. Louis.
Yeah. And
he built the entire outdoor. It's got greenhouse, it's got heating, it's got everything for his sulcata. But it took up like half his backyard. Like, it's legit.
I wonder if you could keep like an iguana in there too, if it's enclosed.
Probably.
Now the menagerie mentioned iguanas, I think they're another one that's like horrible. Like people shouldn't. And we lost Josh. I will carry on with this. I think it's horrible that people sell iguanas at shows or whatever without checking out the what people have to keep them in, because your internet is worse than mine. So
I don't know what's going on over here.
But yeah, I think it's just so irresponsible to even sell iguanas to the general public, because they're just. They get monstrous.
They get huge. Yeah.
So when I worked at a vet clinic inside of a PetSmart, the Banfields. I don't know if you guys have them where you're
Yeah.
at. But we would get the Banfield guys would come over all the time, like every 2 weeks, with a cat carrier that someone had just brought in and left in an aisle, and it has like a 20-pound iguana in it, and this thing is pissed and it's just not happy. It doesn't know what's going on, or something similar. Like someone just brought a tortoise in, basically bowling balled it into the store and took off. And my boss, God bless her, has like 40 of those animals probably to this day.
Wow.
But Sandy used to work at a Banfield too. See, so yeah, we did a lot of good at those stores at that location.
Like I said, we had the local herpetological society, and like we kind of have different people that are specialized in different things. So we have an iguana girl.
Okay.
And she took this red iguana. It had been neglected. It looked so bad. Like she nursed that thing back to health, but she uses it for education now. So
that's awesome.
It's got a cool story. But you definitely got to know what you're doing when you get into that. Oh, they're cool. Hers is awesome. But it's like, it's a 5-foot long lizard,
I mean, all of those bigger lizards, basilisks, monitors. If you don't know what you're getting into, you're a real dum-dum.
Yeah.
And if you're selling it, you're not a dum-dum. You're like a villain. You're kind of a super villain. Yeah, they are so cheap, menagerie. You're right. Iguanas and even basilisks are so cheap, the young ones.
All they do, what they're doing is so many of those are wild caught specimens. It's just a matter of walking out, catching them, then they flip them, Didn't have to pay anything for it.
I will say, and this might be controversial on this show, but iguanas are delicious. I don't know if you ever had the chance. They are.
I have never eaten iguana. No.
So good. We found a little roadside place in Florida that had it, and it was so good. Lizzie from the Magic School Bus. Yes, that was I feel like that iguana only really got this big, and that was again misleading. So we're gonna keep bouncing Josh back out of the show. So, old tires? No, I think it's how you prepare them. So, the one I had tasted like a cross between chicken and turkey, and I think that was the seasoning. But it was good. I would eat Cajun iguana, but they did not offer. They had Cajun alligator, which
I think alligator. You can even buy alligators.
The pet shop just sold one.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Where are you guys at again?
Missouri.
Missouri, they sell alligators?
Oh yeah. They're in pet shops here. There's a guy that comes to a lot of the local reptile expos who his whole thing is alligators.
I think that's super irresponsible. Unless you're really vetting the people that you're selling them to. Like for me to see you at a show and just be like, oh, here you go, Josh. Here's your alligator. Give me $200. Here's your alligator. And
they're not even $200. That's the crazy thing.
150.
They're $100 to $150 for a baby alligator.
I'd be spending more on a crested gecko that is 100 times easier to keep. I'd be spending like 5 times that for a good one from, say, Andrew or Wally.
Right.
And not 5 times. That's a little ridiculous. But like 3 times that on
it's 99% less likely to eventually be able to kill you. Right.
99. Like, unless I was already dying or like this close to having my artery nicked.
Yeah.
And that's not even adoption, but that's when people start looking for adoptions.
Yeah.
I had a friend who had one alligator and it was about 2.5 feet long, 3 feet long. And he had 2 caimans in there with it. And all of a sudden he had to adopt them out because they were already in tanks that were, I think they were in a 75, all 3 of them. So they were already in a tank that was way too small. He was doing water changes like every day. He was doing what he could, but it was really dumb to have them. He got them as hatchlings. So when he got them,
they're little, cute, and then they grow. Everything grows.
Yes. Especially if you do that one thing. What's that thing that you feed it?
Tower feed?
You feed it. Or at all. Or feed it at all.
Yeah.
Like a kid.
Well, and there's the misconception that they'll only grow to this.
Yeah, a lot of people with the alligators and stuff, they think they only grow to the size of the tank or their enclosure. And that's not
I haven't heard people try to pimp that with reptiles, but I've heard it a lot with fish. Yeah. And I think that to an extent that's true, but they'll die before they outgrow the tank. They won't just stop growing. So they'll realize they don't have this, not realize, but all of a sudden they don't have enough space and they just die.
Who thought that with the reach or burn.
And we were talking, the other day about really, I know people have kept reptiles for a long time, but it's really been just like the last 30 years it's become a real big thing is reptile keeping. And so it's still relatively newish, I guess. And, people just get things because they hear like bearded dragons are easy to take care of because they're chill. That's not always the case.
No, it depends on the animal. Like you said, all three of yours have different personalities.
Yeah.
So, and that's only 3. That's not like however many they have in a clutch. I have no idea. I know nothing about bearded dragons except they like it hot.
Yeah.
So
they like
not like Eurymastix hot, but hot.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, if you're really looking into rescues, get in with your local herpetological society, or adopting that way, because people will reach out to them. Like a lot of those pet store abandonments, like you were talking about, where someone brings something in, just drops it off. Like the one we know quite a bit about. There's people that work at those chain stores in Springfield or in the area, and then they'll contact one of the people from the herpetological society a lot and be like, hey, someone left this here.
Yeah.
Any of your people want to come get it. Boas, all that kind of stuff.
Right. There's not really a penalty for that. Like they're not going to, the police aren't going to pursue somebody for leaving a 3-foot or 4-foot iguana at a PetSmart. They're not going to go after that guy. It's not going to happen. Even if they have him on camera.
Right.
It's not really a crime they're going to pursue.
Right.
So I think like the flip side of it is, and this is going to sound really crappy, but like, so people like you, I'm not pointing fingers at you, but you're here, that take all these animals and take it, in a sense, almost enables people, like not specific people. I don't think people are coming back to you again and again and again. Are they? Or are they? Are you seeing like customers?
I haven't had anyone that's like constantly bringing me stuff. No, but I see what you're saying. Like,
it's our unofficial sponsor tonight. So if you've never had it, get it. It's the best root beer ever. So you haven't had like return customers that are like just bringing you stuff.
No, I haven't had anyone who just keeps going to buy snakes or whatever and bringing them back now. I did have someone that surrendered me a snake, asked me to buy one of my snakes. I'm like, no.
He surrendered you a snake and wanted to buy a snake at the same time?
Not at the same time. Like a couple months later, he came back and was like, hey, can I buy this other snake from you? I'm like, no.
What a dick. Like, what am I just going to have it? Aqua Garden used to do alligator relocation. I will say, when I was a drunk, I visited my current girlfriend's, not current, but at the time current, her parents in Florida, and they lived on a golf course, and we were eating breakfast on the patio, and this alligator just walked up out of the water hazard that was on their property, sunning itself, and I was like, I'm going to jump on that alligator. And I did.
Yeah.
I Steve Irwin it. And that alligator, I jumped on its back, I covered its eyes, and that alligator just decided to start walking back into the water with me on his back. And my brain went, if he gets in the water, you're dead. So I dismounted as fast as I could and in the worst way possible. And thank God nothing happened. But I did get clipped in the ankle with the tail, but that was it.
This is why my wife won't let me have an alligator, which is my dream animal, by the way. It's an alligator. But
an alligator?
Oh, man, I would love to have one. I know I won't because it's not smart, but I would love to have one.
Well, they are smart. That's the problem. Like, they watch you, and they get used to you, and they train you, kind of.
I just think they're the coolest.
They say, anyone have a crested gecko they would be willing to trade for my ball python? Yeah, I don't like traders either, Tanya.
It's like a Rex.
We got a lot of flippers. Like, on some of the local reptile pages and stuff, you get the same people all the time, over and over and over. Hey, I'm looking for a boa. Hey, I'm looking for this. Be like, dude, quit flipping. And we have a pretty good core of people that will point them out for what they're doing. And I think they block most of us by the end of the day, most of the time.
I bet.
Whatever.
I bet. Because I just think that the adopters, like, you're doing it for the animal, you're not doing it for the person.
Right.
So I've never adopted an animal to alleviate someone's problem. I've done it for the animal. And I don't think the people getting rid of the animal understand that. I think they think you're doing them a favor. Most of them anyway, in their minds, you're doing them a favor. So that I wouldn't say it encourages them to get another animal that they can't handle, but it doesn't dissuade them.
I'm definitely not a fan of people that rescue by paying a rehoming fee to someone. So a lot of times when people are getting rid of an animal, whether they can't take care of it, they're like, "Oh, I got to rehome it. Rehoming fee applies." So like, you message them and they're like, "Well, it's $100 for the tank and the animal." No. Well, you're getting a really sick animal just because they post like these terrible pictures of what the animal looks like in its current husbandry or enclosure setup, and I don't like doing that. I discourage that.
Right,
because then I feel like
you're doing them the favor. So like, I get that they want something for their cage or their enclosure, but you made the mistake. Like, you made the mistake of getting this animal, not me. I'm not going to pay for your mistake. I'm already paying enough for this sick animal that I'm going to have to get like veterinary care.
I'm going to have to take care of it. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have nurse this thing back to health. I'm the one that has to
over it.
Yeah.
And on the ones that we do adopt out, like, we do sometimes charge fees.
And we don't adopt out like most of what we take in. Like, very rarely do we let something go once it's here. That being said, once we have gotten it back to health, like that sulcata tortoise I mentioned earlier, it went to a friend, but my friend did give me a little bit of something for it. Not that I really asked him anything, but it was just basically covered like what we had taken care of, so far for that tortoise. So to get him back to where he,
because I mean that's an investment. Like, it's not cheap a lot of times, especially like you've got your
done the research.
What's that?
I couldn't hear you.
No, what did Amanda say?
Oh, because like, when you invest your time researching how to take care of something the right way, time is money at the end of the day. So, and like I said, you should have a veterinarian to check things out, look things over. Sometimes you have to get medicine, if they have respiratory infections or anything like that. So,
and then apply that medicine and figure out how to get the animal with a beak that could pop your finger to take the medicine.
A lot of times it's a shot and a wrestle. You got to kind of hold it in and then you got to inject.
Okay. I will say I am an expert at restraint, so restraining animals. So I'll find a way, but that's not for everyone. So go ahead.
When the sulcata is going through the drywall and you have to give it a shot, just remember that you're have to wrestle that kind of power.
That's true. I imagine I would literally sit on it or just put enough weight on it and hope that it works. Right.
Jump and hold on. See what happens.
I wonder what it would do. 90-pound tortoise. I think I could wrangle a 90-pound tortoise.
Well, to give it a shot, you have to pull its arm out from its shell.
Well, I read a thing about sulcatas in Africa, and they like dig, they burrow, so they build these dens, right? And they'll see lions like sleeping next to the sulcatas, and the sulcatas are like, yeah, whatever, because they know that the lion can't mess with them because they're just tanks.
Don't even care. They don't even care.
No.
And in order to give the sulcata a shot, you got to pull its arm out. Shell.
But I definitely think there is and it's not just in exotics or reptiles or anything like that adoption. There are cons to, well, I can just give this away to somebody else if I can't, especially with you got your Arms of the Angel songs commercials.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Sarah McLachlan, man. And then they show all those animals that are all messed up, and you're like, That's where they get me. I'm like, hard pass. Like, sorry, that
Right.
kitten's eyes are crusted shut, but I don't have that kind of money.
Right.
That's
I mean,
an investment right out of the door.
We all love animals, and that's what we're in it for. But, at the same time, that's kind of enabling the people that will just get another animal, treat it like crap, and then I can send it off to whoever.
Yeah, this herpetological society who will find someone because they're basically a network of adoption.
Right. And we have meetings and stuff where we try to educate people. We do educational shows where we go to schools and bring animals and let kids hold reptiles and try to teach them some of the right techniques. Like I bring Gus, so we talk about how you have to, if you're going to get something like this, you need to provide the right, because she has a disease now that she'll have for the rest of her life because she wasn't treated correctly.
Right. And that's going to shorten her lifespan. It's going to affect her quality of life.
Yeah. She's obviously living a rough life right now.
Yeah. But now she's in a better place before she goes to a better place.
She's actually asleep right now. So.
Oh, fantastic.
This is bearded dragons for you. They're best.
That's it. She's knocked out. Now, is she one that eats mostly fruits and veggies or no?
She eats a lot of greens. Bearded dragons, they change their diet. They're omnivores, so you gotta do a bit of a varied diet. Like this morning, she got some kale and stuff. She definitely likes her super worms, but she needs to. I'm bad about giving her too many. My wife says. Mm-hmm. So she'll eat insects all day if I let her. Her roaches and.
So and my ants.
She actually is hating a couple pinky mice. You can give them little pinky mice, and like once in a little while as a good treat.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I think pinky mice are too cute. Like I can't do it. Although I respect when things jump the evolutionary chart. Like when something less evolved than the next step up the evolutionary ladder. It's eaten by the thing below it. You know what I mean? Like a reptile eating a mammal. It's like, oh, okay. It makes sense that would happen, but I think that's a fun thing for me to see. Or like,
so you gotta get the egg eaters.
Yeah, I guess. But then you gotta get eggs.
It was kind of fun, with the omnivorous diet. She's ate quail eggs. She's ate.
Okay.
It's also part of the fun.
These guys eat
you have to offer a lot of different things. She's eaten little quail eggs before.
And just the whole egg?
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome. Because they would find that in the wild. They would find those ground nests at some point and not get fought off by the mom, supposedly.
Right. We got. I think one thing you're going to end up seeing is I think in the front of adoption is you see all these animals get hyped up. Especially in the YouTube era, she does have chunky thighs.
She definitely does.
In the YouTube era, there's a lot. I've heard it's not a knock on them because I think they're a very educational channel, Snake Discovery.
Yes.
But they have, I think I like to call it the Snake Discovery factor. Like they'll talk about a certain type of reptile or certain type of animal, and then all of a sudden everyone wants it.
Yeah, because they're so huge.
Everyone rushes into getting that type of animal. Well, here we're going to have some issues later on, like with all these, like for instance, tegus are becoming a real big thing in reptiles, and we're already having issues. Like Florida has banned tegus, Alabama's looking into it. All these places because people get them, don't realize what they're getting into, and down there they can just let them go, which is not what they should do, but it's what they're doing. Whereas, where I live and you live, it'd be too cold; they wouldn't be able to survive. So,
maybe for a little while, but not long enough to be a problem.
Right.
So, unless they really got into a heated garage, can you imagine like going to your garage? There's like 7 tegus in there, just pissed off.
And so I think it'll be on the front, like there's going to be all these people trying to rehome tegus eventually because they start out relatively small, about the size of Gus here,
Yeah, that's like not a moderate size, but a little above a hatchling. But then they get like we had Nat on the show, and she had her tegu out, and he's a beast already, or she, I don't remember. But she's got to be like with the tail like 4.5, 5 feet long.
Yeah,
and that's attached to a thick,
quick
body with a big mouth of teeth.
Yep.
Like I've heard a lot of things about a Menagerie says, heck yeah, free tegus.
I got 2 tegus, so
you have 2 of them?
Me and my wife, we have 2. Yeah, they've been asleep for a few months though. Now they're been brood-mating, so
okay.
Yeah, but I got one, and then my wife stole it because she fell in love with it, and what wife wants, wife gets. And then my dream, from the first time I seen one, I needed one, but I wanted to make sure I was in the right place to have it.
Yeah.
It was a red tegu, so I have a red tegu as well.
Now I have to Google after the show. I'm going to be Googling red iguana because I've never seen that or heard of that. Like I love an iguana setup, like a proper iguana setup.
Oh, they're beautiful. Oh, I display animals. They just don't. They're too big, and I'm not an iguana guy.
Yeah, like who's going to invest whatever that is, like $2,000 into building a proper setup for a $40 lizard? Or you could catch one in the wild, like whatever. It's just really dumb. I think that's why I get into the smaller things that I don't need to adopt them out. Like they're fine. The insects and the snails and whatever, ants.
Your microfaunas.
My microfaunas, yes. You can never have too many springtails. You keep 1,000, 100,000 of them in a jar.
Oh, you gotta have 8. The more springtails, the better.
Don't tell that to all of my isopods. My springtail bin is barren, the one that I have specifically for springtails, but my isopod bins are loaded. So
it's good. It's good to find a good, healthy isopod.
I'm glad. Yeah, and you don't get many people adopting out their isopods anymore.
No.
Everyone who keeps isopods is an isopod seller. It's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I only have let me think. I think I just have 3 cultures of isopods now. I used to have a lot, but I got rid of pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
So, because my actual day job got too busy, so.
You guys have been super busy. I've been watching on Facebook or whatever. Like, you guys are always busy doing something. Moving your office home for the week. That had to be not fun.
Yeah. Showed up today, and they're like, you have 30 minutes to get everything out of your office that you could possibly grab. The state shut us down because the other side of our building got COVID pretty bad. So, the age we live in.
My nephew's got it now, so way to cancel our Christmas plans with them.
I probably just flagged your video by saying the C word, but
COVID. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a lot of problems because of that.
It's all right.
I don't care. We've talked about some pretty crazy stuff on here at some point.
Be smart. That's all I'm saying.
Well, do what you got to do. We here at Backfire Productions are pro-vaccine to a ridiculous extent. Like, if I could get a hold of doses, I would dart gun people in the street, whether they had it or not. Like, you'd be walking and just, you got to get them in the neck. Like in every movie, you have to get them right in the neck.
That's how dart guns work. Straight to the neck.
Or like walk up with the syringe like Dexter. Got to get them in the neck.
I love that. That's what my cat's named after is Dexter, actually.
Unreal.
I love that show.
That's where you could get that turtle. Just Dexter that turtle. Tortoise, whatever.
Dexter that tortoise.
Now, does our audience, we still have 3 people left, I guess. Do you guys have any comments to make about this topic? Or we've kind of been going through it as we go.
We're kind of random. We just talk.
We're kind of rambling and off the topic. But I do think there's cons. I think that it overloads some people.
Oh, yeah.
Because adopters let themselves get overloaded.
Like I said, I have a hard time saying no. So
yeah, and then that becomes like a full-time job too. So you have 2 jobs and a kid. So that's 3 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Like I don't have that kind of investment in time at all.
If we get an animal that we know somebody, it would be better.
We definitely. We like I said in the herpetological society, which I think everyone should be a part of, like a local group that's into them. Like I said, we have people that we know do better with certain animals. So like if something comes in, we're like, hey, Jody, or hey, Amy, or hey, Mike, it's you gotta have that network,
which is good because then you can get it off there. But again, like I think at some point people get oversaturated, and they let themselves get oversaturated because they're still providing better care than the animal would have gotten.
Right.
But then it becomes a burden on the poor adopters, or the adopters. Yeah.
We adopt. Yes.
The adoptees are the ones giving it up, right?
We do like to joke that when we go to Walmart, all the greens in our cart are for the animals, not us.
Not just greens, the vegetables.
All the vegetables, so like the lettuce and the kale and the cucumbers and beets and all that stuff. You know, we cut up and make our little salads, and then we go throw and microwave a burger or something for ourselves.
Right.
After we prepare the gourmet meal.
All my great stuff is for my isopods and my snails and whatever, my roaches, whatever else. So just trying to keep dubious going for these ants is a challenge. They're still not breeding. I'm trying to only feed males, but
I'm working on my dubia colony myself, so here's hoping.
I just want a small one for my ants, and then I intend to get adopt a tarantula. Yeah, Tony, you can microwave a burger. So
I wouldn't, but you could. It's not good.
It's gonna be one gray ass burger.
You could. It's not the way you want to do it, but you could.
Yeah. Yeah, Menageries got it. Organic sweet potatoes for the isopods and Taco Bell for dinner. Yeah. You totally got it. You totally nailed it.
Exactly. Everything for the animals is organic, all natural, top shelf. And then we're like, all right, here's some beans and rice tonight. Let's go.
If you've never microwaved White Castle burgers from the frozen food section of a gas station, you're not a waiter.
Have you ever lived?
You're not a waiter. And then you dip them in ketchup. Like you pour the ketchup like a fry and you just dunk them. Because you can't take a bun off a White Castle.
Sam's Club has the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Who does?
Sam's Club has these like knockoff Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. That was my jam right now.
I've become a Costco person. So I think not to do more ads. Oh, speaking of more ads, this is your holiday candy. If you don't know already, Candy Cane Hershey Kisses. If you haven't had these, get your ass off Walmart after this show and get some because they are awesome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome?
Yeah, my last name's Kane.
Candy Cane. You should have a sister named Candy. I still love your dad's name, Russell. Like, Russell Kane is like the most badass name I've ever heard a human being.
It's the running joke in our family that eventually someone will name the stripper named Candy Cane to one of their daughters, or Sugar. I hope not.
Sugar Cane.
Yeah.
Name one of your cats or your dogs that. Or
your
your next male bird.
Maybe. Since I have transsexual animals, I might as well name him Sugar. Maybe I'll name my Tegu Sugar. He doesn't actually have a name yet. He fell asleep too fast to really get to know his personality.
I don't even remember. We're in such a weird world right now socially. I don't even remember what they were called, the people that dressed up like women. The guys that dressed up like women but weren't.
Cross-dressers.
They were cross-dressers, but there was a word like trans. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, I don't know what that has to do with the video, but we're talking about your birds.
I don't either. I have my transsexual bird.
Yeah, they're not transgender. I don't remember. Somebody knows. What's delicious? Taco Bell is
Yeah.
It depends on the time. I will say there's nothing sadder than turning into your favorite burrito spot at the end of a long waiter shift, and as you turn into the driveway, the open light goes off. You will scream out the window and shed a tear. You will. Because you wanted that burrito. You wanted that burrito, now you can't have it. And you don't want to be the guy that's like, hey, I know you just closed, but
can I get a burrito, please?
Burrito? Can you please not spit in it?
See?
Not rub the tortilla on the floor, please.
Tanya gets it. They have a male bird named Sassy.
Yeah, see?
I have a girl bird named Steve and a girl beardy named Gus. It's just part of the world.
I didn't know she meant by an ample bird named Sassy. I was like, ample.
An ample bird named Sassy.
Just picturing this bird like some crazy flight muscles. Gotta find a burrito place that's 24 hours. They don't have them anymore in Menagerie. Like where I'm at in Illinois, like since COVID, we don't have a 24-hour, or even like where I'm at, we don't have a 3 a.m. spot anymore either. So we used to by all the bars, almost by every bar would be a burrito spot that was open till 3.
I will say this before we kind of since we're rambling. Me and my wife, we do have like a 40-acre farm, and we're gonna eventually open like a full-fledged reptile animal rescue home. So that's the dream we're working towards eventually.
Didn't you guys buy a bus or something that you were going to remodel?
Mm-hmm.
You still have the bus, right? But it's not. I saw it in a pole building, but that's not on your property.
No, it was on the people who bought it.
Ah, well, there he goes. We're talking about his bus. He bought a bus. He wants to rehab it into a like a traveling reptile show kind of a thing where kids could come on, and there's tanks on one side, and they can see the tanks and the animals, and then you would travel animal show right with the bus.
That is the plan. Yes, we're gonna make a mobile zoo out of the bus.
I described it. If you keep adopting animals, you could get 20 longs all day and stack them, and then for just display purposes.
Well, when I get the bus, my wife's gonna let me get a retic, so.
Oh, that's
just so I can be like, look, big snake in bus.
You know, what'd be fun is to do something around the ceiling, like those fish tanks that you walk underneath, and just have your pick up there, like an 80-pound reticulated python to crash through at any moment.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Come on, man, have them sign a waiver; they'll be fine.
The purple. She wants a purple albino, so
I don't even know what that means. That sounds like an expensive snake.
That's not crazy. It's not cheap. But
I feel like reptiles are either like $50 or $2,000. There's no middle.
Pretty much.
Yeah, 40 acres is pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's like a family farm. It's been her family for like 3 generations. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
We're gonna turn it into a rescue where we can set up all kinds of cool stuff. Be like Camp Cannon of the Midwest. Not really. But.
What could you have in there? I don't even know what you could have.
Anything.
That'd be great to interview Camp Cannon, but I feel like I couldn't interview him indoors. I'd have to be walking around my block, like checking out my neighbor's dogs. Like that's the only other enclosures we have around here. Like the neighbor behind me that adopts a dog every year. Every year he's got a different dog, and then by spring by summer the dog is gone. So every fall he has a new dog, and then by spring or summer the dog is gone, and then the next fall they get a new dog. So it's been that way for 3 years straight now. So yeah, and all 3 of those dogs sucked. So speaking of adoptions, that's a flip side of adoptions. I'm pretty sure those dogs are dog fodder, but I don't know. I can't prove that, but I don't know what's happening to these dogs.
They're there and then they're gone. Yeah.
Because then there's the people that kind of hoard the pets that adopt them, and just you see those sad people.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, I have space. I totally have space. The guy that we finally adopted our chinchilla to, when I was dropping her off, he was like showing me around, and I was just like, I need to put her back in the van, and we'll figure it out. We'll sneak this giant cage up to our condo when no one's around, like at 3 a.m. Because I just was like, but I was already there, and I already knew that we had to get rid of her. It was already breaking my heart, and I was like, fingers crossed this guy takes care of her.
Right.
And I did adopt ducks. Now that we're talking about a duck. You just said something about a duck. Rabbits and piglets? Oh, celebrating birds. They're rabbits and piglets. They eat. I'm guessing she said they eat rabbits and piglets. Their poop is no joke.
Right.
Yeah. That would suck. You'd suck. You would suck.
Which another part about me living in the country is I can get those feeders a lot cheaper than people other places. So.
Quails and roosters.
I got Jim Bob breeding rabbits in his backyard, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I think I agree with Menagerie here. Like Worms is way too much space. Like or retics too. Retics are long as shit, aren't they?
Yeah, they get to that. If I get a retic, what I really really want, and I have to make sure it's super reputable in order for this to happen, would be like a super dwarf, because they only get to like 12 feet.
But, super dwarf, yeah. I'll say again, like I disrespected the strength of constrictors before. Like I was always like, just squeeze its head till it lets go of you. Well, you don't think the head is on you, biting the living crap out of you while it squeezes the crap out of you. And so I had like a 9-foot anaconda around my shoulders that one of my friends who does reptile shows did. He's like, I'll put her on you. And I was like, And so he did. And I was like, immediately, you can feel every muscle in that thing is stronger than all of your muscles put together. And I was like, oh, this would be a problem. If this snake, she's not even halfway grown. If she went into me, it'd be over.
The snake I am most antsy around is the king snake we just rescued. Those things like to bite anything that moves. And they latch on. Luckily they're not very big, but
still, like snake bite's no joke. Like, and I hear they get infected pretty easily.
They're not that bad.
You need to Google the teeth of the green tree python.
Yeah, I've seen it. Nope, dude, don't want it.
No, forget it. I'd just kill myself if it bit me. I'd just be like,
That's not my kind of snake, though. Like, I want something I can actually handle, not something that just,
I've seen them handleable. at a show. But, yeah, Ghoulie, they're absolutely terrifying. We're getting the most random
3 years.
People. Welcome to the show, Ghoulie.
And like I said, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make sure it's someone legit for that super dwarf, because I don't want someone to be like, yo, it's super dwarf, and then I end up with a 20-foot long snake.
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna tell you right now, unless you totally know the breeder, that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
Because snake people,
that's why I'm like,
kind of suck. Like, vast majority of snake people kind of suck. That in my experience, they kind of suck. Oh yeah, super dwarf, yeah.
Yeah, it's only 400. There's some sketchiness for sure.
There's not a lot. We were talking about reptile shows recently, and we were talking about it just now, like being at a show and getting sold something that nobody has any business buying.
Put it in the tin.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just let it live in the backseat of your car. He'll be fine. It's all he needs. Sunlight and ice cold. Tanya's phone's dying. All right, Tanya, have a good one. We got about another 10 minutes. That was your medium box of cottonwood leaves. You got it. Thank you for sending me the link.
That's the medium?
That's the medium. I mean, it is jam-packed. I don't know which one of them sat on the box and which one of them taped it closed, but they did a great job. That took some teamwork.
Right.
They exploded out of that box when I cut it open. It was like... So, it was totally light. Like, I picked the box up, thought it was empty. Super dwarf.
Yeah, Reach Out Reptiles. That's one I follow for their super dwarf content.
Okay. Yeah. C&B. I'm all about captive bred. I want to get a tarantula as the next purchase for me. But
I have a couple. It's fun.
I want to get Arizona Blonde because I was at Rick's and it was awesome. Like, I put my hand in its enclosure and it came out of its nest, real kind of chill, just moseyed out, and then it put its little hand on my hand, and then it just stayed there, and I moved my arm, and it was like, hey, man, don't go. Like, it put its second one out, like, oh, no.
Come back. Come back.
So I did. I was like, this is so cool, and it didn't get on me. It just wanted that contact. It seemed like it was really cool. I was way more scared of it than it was of me, and I don't know why. Like, you just have that thing with spiders, like, and I just saw the study. Even spiders are scared of spiders, so...
I like my tarantulas, but I don't handle them. You're braver than I.
Well, I was at Rick's, and Rick was like, this would be the one I would handle if I was going to handle one today.
Right.
And I didn't go to pick it up or anything. I didn't get in its space. I let it come to me.
Right.
So, but there's definitely ones in his collection I know, especially like Old World.
Nope.
Old World will jack you up just because.
Yep.
And that's another thing I think people get adopted. adopted out to them are the expensive spiders.
Yep.
One.
We have one old world now. We have a orange baboon. That's the only old world I have.
Yeah. And when do you change it? Like, I've heard that they're nightmares to change their tank.
Yeah, it's been interesting every time I do it. I watch a lot of videos where they like have their hacks on how to do it. You know, like they get index card and they like cut a hole in it. They put that out. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but that sounds crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like I would use one of those bug vacuums, but they're way too small.
Yeah.
So I would just get it pissed off.
They're fast. That's the thing, man. And they web quite a bit. So I pray and just hope for the best.
If it gets out, it's squashed.
If it bites me, I'm just gonna go straight to the ER and be like, I'm the idiot that got bit by the old world tarantula. Help me.
Yeah, if it gets out, it's squashed.
So Amanda would squash it, and you would take the bite and know that it was your fault. Basically, you put yourself in that situation.
Pretty much.
I'm on the fence. Like, I know it would be my fault, but I also know that my instinct would kill it. So, like, if it bit me, I couldn't help my other hand from being like. So, and it would probably still bite. Biggs is here. Spent the entire to poop.
Trying to
text. Let's predictive text.
He's trying to
poop.
I was gonna say not. I don't know. We were talking about old world tarantulas there for a second, so maybe he's trying not to get bit by something. Wrestle a hairy
one
cow.
One of my most venomous species, which is loose. Oh, okay. Good job.
Yeah, no.
Biggs has
Good
kids.
job. Like when I brought home my first old world tarantula, my wife was not happy with me.
That makes sense. My wife got wind because I put on my own page that I was looking for a tarantula like an idiot. I was trying to post it in ISO Buddies, which I have her blocked from that channel. And so I put it on my own page, and she flipped out. Like, you're getting a tarantula? I was like, what? No, what? Not ever.
What?
You don't go in the basement. You'll never know what's down there. I could have a crocodile down here. She'd have no idea.
That and the centipede. I have a centipede that was given to me, and my wife was not thrilled about that. I have a centipede.
I don't like a centipede. I'm with Amanda on this one. A centipede is my nope. That's my hard nope.
It's you never really see it until you're looking for it, but
I even kept one of those orange isopod spiders for a while. Those greasy looking. They're one of the creepiest looking spiders ever. I don't know if you get them in Missouri. We get them in our basement, and their fangs are like side. They come in the side, and they're gigantic for the size of the spider. They're huge. It's like another leg. But they're made to come in on the isopod and pierce it on the side.
So Biggs took an OBT.
I don't know what that is, but
that's an orange baboon tarantula.
That's yours. World.
Yeah, I got one. Orange bitey thing.
That's the worst bite he said he took. That's the worst bite Biggs took, and he's been bitten by rattlesnakes.
But they're super pretty. They're gorgeous.
Pass. Hard pass. I just want the regular, chill, hairy tarantula. That's it. Just chill, New World, Arizona style. Crack a beer with it.
Talk to its friends. Hang out by the bonfire.
I don't know why my store near me can't get one right now. It's driving me crazy. Like, they're the most common friggin' tarantula out there. Like, get one. Yeah, how do you catch an angry, massive, loose spider? Because those guys get big. The baboons are
I would burn my house.
That's all you can do.
It's the spider's house now.
We rent.
I mean, it's electric blue. Biggs, how big is the electric blue? It's got to be like at least the size of your palm, right? Got to be at least that big, right? It's not like a bird eater. Which I saw one of those the other day.
There's a couple different kinds of bird eaters, though.
This was the I don't remember, but it was bigger than the guy's two hands. Like he had his two hands out, and it was basically bigger than that. But he's probably got smaller hands than me. That's something I don't think I would adopt. Old world tarantula.
I do want to get another H. gigas. I had a Cameroon red baboon, and it died on me, and I want another one. It's an old world one, but it's like my favorite one.
So yours is probably a male?
Probably.
But the males only live a couple years, right?
Yeah.
It was probably a male.
Yeah.
Yeah, and females are like 30 years plus.
Yeah, but there's, I don't know why. The second I saw it, I'm like, I need that one.
Why in our new world?
And my wife, her biggie is she has her pumpkin patch and her
pretty spider. Yeah,
green bottle blue. She likes her green bottle blue.
I haven't seen a green bottle blue, but I like the pumpkin patch. I think that's a pretty spider.
Green bottle blues are gorgeous.
Well, I'll have to Google that too. Nobody ever says the common name, so I appreciate that from you. Like, all I hear are the Latin names, and I'm like...
I'm not smart enough for all the Latin names.
Yeah, that's all Biggs does, and it's like, rabble shablabble glap glap spider. Like, oh, thanks for that.
Yeah, him and Morris will have a good talk about different kinds of tarantulas. I'm like...
Yeah, Russ, Morris, all these guys with the Latin names, and it's like, dude... See, I don't even know what fossorial means. Is that a dinosaur?
That means they hide.
Oh, they hide.
They like dig way down. Yeah, fossorials dig way down in the dirt.
So it's somewhere on a bookshelf, or
I got a Texas brown tarantula that I haven't seen in months. It has a little spot on the bottom of its enclosure that he scraped the dirt away, and I'll look in there once in a while to make sure he's still alive, and I'll move around. But that's about it.
Doesn't come out to eat or anything?
Hasn't for a while. But it's still kicking.
Disappear?
It's still alive and kicking. Yeah.
Do the food items just sit in there live, or do they disappear?
No, I mean, I'll.
Well, that was the end of that story. We're gonna bring him back, and then we're probably gonna cut it pretty short. Biggs, you've lived a crazy life. The Kenyan sand boa of the spider world.
I have some of those too. Dude, it's nuts. But yeah, no, I have a couple of Kenyan sand boas. They're cool.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm kind of. Sand boas are venomous? Oh, the hole with the mud. Okay, never mind. Yeah, the venom, there's not really a tarantula that can kill you, right? It's not like venom it's just going to hurt like a bastard. You don't know?
I have no clue. I'm not that big into tarantulas. I'm sure there would be.
I think unless you have an allergic reaction, which I can't think of the word right now. Anaphylactic. Yes, thank you. I was like hypochondriac reaction, which is definitely what I would have if I got bitten by one. No, I'd be like Fred Sanford. Oh, it's the big one, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you, honey. Oh, it'll be over for me.
It's all those years of paramedic experience right there. Anaphylactic.
Oh, you got your tattoo? Nice. That's how you got so comfortable with the pee stuff.
Yeah.
I have 3.
I was waiting to see how long it would take for you to make a pee joke. And there we are.
I was gonna start off. I was asked my wife. I'm like, do I call Piss Boy to start or no?
You could. I don't.
She's
care.
Like, you're the worst. You're the worst friend anyone ever had. And I was like, no, I'm building character for them. I'm helping them build character.
I collect pee for a living, not all the time, but
he does. His Facebook is full of stories of the piss collector. What do you call it?
Tail of the tester.
Tail of the what?
Tail of the tester. You gotta go to the little
tester.
Weird. You gotta throw in that weird Southern accent too.
You definitely do, which is weird because I guess you're from Missouri.
So I am from Missouri. My dad is from New York. My mom is from like all over. She was an Army brat.
See?
But I can be like, you go down.
Dig out and he gets crabby. Why would you have to dig them out? That sounds like a really silly. Like I have ants that don't really bother you, and I have tongs. Like I have those 2-foot tongs. Takes apple juice to work daily. Yeah. I think Josh can tell the difference between apple juice. He's a connoisseur now.
I swirl it around, look at
Get a nice
color.
nose on it, see what kind of legs it has. Sorry, I worked in a winery.
No, I just pretend to be a deep Southern accent person and explain things.
They're pretty funny stories. I have to admit.
They're true, though. They're true.
That's what makes them funny. That's what I think makes them funny. Like on their own, they're not super funny, but to know that these things happened is funny.
There's always somebody trying to cheat the system.
Right? To feed them, you have to dig them out. Okay. That sucks. Again, that's why I want an Arizona blonde. Like, they're very personable. They come right out.
Yeah, I like my terrestrials.
That's the guys that live up a little bit, right? They climb. Josh, that's the guys that climb a little bit?
No, no, they are. Boreals are really the ones that climb.
Terrestrials live above ground, though.
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, they have
fossorials dig.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot today. I think some of this is stuff I should have known.
I am definitely not a tea expert by any means.
No, I appreciate that. I think that's great. So let's wrap up the basic episode, and then if anybody wants to stick around to BS, we can. Biggs, I would love to come out in the woods with you. I want to bring you isopods because you want orange koi, and I have gallons of orange koi. I need to figure out how to ship them to Canada and not get like the mounted police after me, because those Mounties with their hats on their ponies seem very scary.
Just smuggling into Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably bring a bag, right? They're not gonna look. What you got there? Isopods that can't survive in your weather? Okay. G'day, mate. All right, that's not. Whatever.
That's not Canada. Oh, sorry to bug you. Sorry.
What you got there, eh? I would
so
love to
sorry to stop your progress. Let's go to Tim Hortons.
If we're both still alive when my daughter's a teenager, Biggs, we'll go. I'll come up to Canada. I promise. Out to the tundra where you live. I want to meet that cow. That's my primary concern, is meeting his big ass hairy Angus cow. Scotland something.
A Highland?
Maybe. It's like it can't see. I know it's Australian Biggs.
Yeah, they got
made it funny. They can't even see from secret isopod pockets. Yeah. I'm glad Biggs not here.
We have Highland cattle here.
Yeah,
you don't have to go to Canada for it.
I know, but I want to see them in their like natural environment where they're supposed to be, where it's icy cold. You know, that's why they have that hair, right? To survive.
I know they. Well, yeah. I mean, they're made to survive in a lot harder places.
Biggs just took Grady's place talking about his prison wallet. Grady was going to invent a 3D. He was going to 3D print something for a prison wallet. He called it something else, though.
The prison wallet. My wife used to work in a maximum security prison, so she could probably tell you some stories about prison wallets.
That's another episode.
Table soup, man.
We will definitely do an episode on that if you want, Amanda. We don't even need Josh in that episode. In closing on the topic, I think that adoption is a great thing. And I think that you need to be very cognizant of what you're doing, and don't just adopt something because you have space. Know what you're doing and get into it. Right. So otherwise, don't. And if you are going to buy an animal, you're already here. If you're watching live right now, you already do this, but do your homework. If you stumbled upon this video, do your homework. Don't buy an animal on a whim, even if the guy at PetSmart is telling you like, no, it's an iguana. Like you could. But
you can keep it a 10-gallon forever.
Yeah, because that guy needs to be punched in the neck. I will say most of the big box pet people around here really know what they're talking about, but they still, they don't really have those animals at PetSmart and Petco anymore. But at shows, I feel like there's very irresponsible people at shows selling their animals. Like, they're in good shape. I will say they're in good shape at the time.
I will say this: the expos that I go to, the people that run it do go by the tables and check animal health. Like the guy who runs it, they like have people that will go by each table, and I have seen him tell people to pull animals before. So
I think that's smart.
And if he finds out they put them back out, he bans them for life.
That's super smart because that's his reputation.
Right.
That shows his reputation, so that's super smart. I don't think celebrities should adopt all the children, but I think Tanya's onto something. Adopt an old person because they're getting smaller. That's the one thing you can adopt that's not growing.
The human I adopted is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, the kid's going to outgrow you in no time.
Yeah. He's already almost as like half. He's over half as. He's like half as tall as my wife. So
that's crazy. My 3-year-old is almost 4 feet tall. So that's crazy. Or she's going to be 4 in February, but still. So yeah, and don't be an adoption enabler. Don't enable people to just keep buying dumb animals and giving them to you, no matter how many you want. No. Yeah, punch them right in the face. Biggs is with me on this one. Just blast that person, just like you would a Nazi. Just same thing. Same.
It applies. It does.
We support punching Nazis on ISO Buddies Productions. We support it wholeheartedly.
I should have worn my Being Mean to Racist shirt. Dang it.
Ooh. I would have changed into my BLM shirt right away. We would have had. I don't have a Be Mean to Racists anymore because they're out there now. They're out loud and proud, and I don't want to get jumped.
Yeah. Well, I live in rural Midwest, so when I wear my Be Mean to Racist shirt, it's but I'm a giant dude, so
that's hit or miss.
Yeah, that cool for me.
I am a giant dude. I take advantage of that all the time. But my last beating was taken by like a guy that was 5 feet tall. he jumped the shit out of me. It was not good.
Those little guys, man, they're scrappy.
This guy was he was angry. He was very angry. Biggs was a rescue.
There you go.
She had no idea how big he was going to get. She had no idea. He was this cute, cuddly, bald man with a long beard.
The goatee.
He just kept getting bigger. All right. See you later, Menagerie. I hope we see you again. All right. Welcome to the channel. Got to go wrangle lizards. Good job. I've got to do all my isopods tomorrow. I've got like 1.5 pounds of eggshells to deliver.
I have one of my one ball pythons over there crawling around like she's starving. So
you got a little bit to do.
I got to feed her for sure.
She's just checking things out. Like, hey man, what you got going
she's
on?
like, she's looking around like, hey.
We had that last week too. We had somebody, Kevin Nasser, behind him was his ball python tank, and she was just like going back and forth, like, hey man, don't forget me, bro.
Yeah, don't forget, I'm here.
What do we have next week? Next week, our show's going to be on a Wednesday. And we're going to have Drew Schultz on again for his zoo, his private zoo.
Who?
Oh, Big shit's on the rug. Oh, Biggs. She's just going to get bigger.
I got really drunk one time and puked on the rug with my wife, but that's another story.
I peed in a potted plant. That sucked. Couldn't figure it out till the morning. Oh, there goes Josh. All right, he's done. She smacked you with a rolled up newspaper. Yep, see? She's got to rub your nose in it next time. So when Josh comes back, oh, he's back again. This has been the most. Usually it's me that bops out. Usually it's me. I'm glad your internet sucks.
I puked in a shoe, apparently, my wife says. So.
Puked in a shoe?
Yeah.
You ain't a whole thing.
I don't puke in a shoe.
That's a cat move. That's some shit a cat would do.
Yeah. Birds, man.
Has done.
Some of my wife's birds, they'll fly and they'll poop on all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I had a bird at PetSmart that bonded to me that would throw up on me. It would try to throw up at my mouth because it loved me. But, it would gurge up stuff on me all the time.
Beautiful.
That's not what you love.
Gus will just crap all over me sometimes. That's what you gotta worry about, Gus.
I feel like
She
Lizard
lives
Tears
for
are right.
butter.
Thanks,
She's
babe.
just like,
She is out cold.
yeah.
Speaking of out cold, I'm about to be. So I'm going to let you go. Thanks for coming.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming on and talking. The Council of Joshes have spoken.
We should totally do the Council of Joshes, like, and just give random advice sometime.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Like,
videos like
the wisdom of 1,000 fathers, the Council of Joshes.
The Council of Josh is just distilled. We maybe find another Josh too. Like I think a 3 Josh situation would be really funny. Triple J. Because a council is 2 of us. I think it's funnier that it's 2 of us as a council. But the Joshes have spoken. Adoption's a good thing. Responsibly. Do it responsibly, just like everything else with your life. Moderation.
Yes.
But someday Josh Kane will learn about moderation and adoption together. But until that day. I mean, you know what you're doing. You have this stuff, but you have every time we started talking, you're like, oh, yeah, I adopted one of those. Oh, yeah, I adopted one of those too.
I still do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like my comments were fair.
Sure.
Like I said, you're not doing it in moderation, but you're doing it responsibly, which
that's good way to put it.
Fair. I think you know what you're doing. I'll give you props for knowing what you're doing. All right, my man. Amanda.
All right, guys.
Ghost Amanda, Josh, Gus. Have a great night. Love you guys. Peace out.
Love you guys.
Have a better week. I hope your week goes better than today.
We'll see. I need to work from home, so,
Work from home with P.
Well, that part of my job's not going home.
Right. We'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, later, man. Yep.
That was a great show. I had a lot of fun with that one. I like the ones that are just discussions. I like all of my shows, but I'm biased. Next week, again, we're going to have Drew Schulz on. I hope he remembers. It's going to be on a Wednesday night, though, so a little bit different. Not quite the same thing, but Wednesday night, same time, obviously same channel. He has his private zoo. We're going to do an update on that and hopefully get some kind of a tour because it's more in shape than what it was last time. So last time he had animals he brought in. I don't know if you remember. Go back and check out that episode. So it's the learning zoo of whatever town he's in. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he's in Texas, but don't quote me on that either. But he has a zoology degree and all that stuff. So a great guy to talk to. He's got some great animals. Looking forward to that one. So again, Wednesday night, if you haven't hit like and subscribe already, please do. You're still here. It's been an hour and a half. Just click it. It makes me feel so good inside. You guys have no idea how warm I feel with every video that gets over 5 likes. Oh, my heart explodes. So help me explode my heart. And if I don't see you by then, have a Merry Christmas or a Hanukkah or whatever. I don't know what other holidays there are. Ramadan. I don't know if that's now or not, or if it's going on. I'm very ignorant to everything but Christmas. So whatever holiday it is, enjoy it. I'm not that biased. Enjoy your holidays. Have a good one. Thanks for coming. Maite Exotics for your leaf needs. And they have a ton of other stuff, so go check them out. Everything they have is sold and raised very responsibly. Ghoulie, thanks for sticking around and thanks for tuning in. I believe you're a new viewer. So thanks for coming by. We will talk to you guys later next Wednesday. I'll post another link on a couple different pages. All right. Thanks a lot.